There it is.
Hey.
We're live.
Come on, everybody.
Okay.
You may be hearing a little bit of noise in the background. There was some, I don't want to call it construction. There's some, plastic surgery being done to the comedy club here.
The comedy club's getting the BBL.
Yeah, we didn't have to go all the way to DR for it. We don't have to lay flat in an airport and a flight. And let me tell you something, yo. This comedy club getting thick from, bro.
Okay, look, that's what people want nowadays.
Slim
all right?
waist.
Okay, this comedy club had body dysmorphia for years.
We're not here to body shame. Hey, if you uncomfortable, go get your body fixed up the way you want. All right, comedy club.
Okay, we're just ruining everybody's feelings, feel about themselves. You're also beautiful the way you are.
Oh,
okay, comedy club.
You know what? That could be also considered toxic positivity, bro.
Yeah, can't have any of that.
Hey, yo, how about you just don't have an opinion, sir, on what a comedy club does with its body,
You need to have a seat, sir.
Okay?
This is not your place.
Wow, are you trying to human-splain a comedy club's choices, bro?
Damn, bro. Okay, why are you up in comedy club's business? Okay, this is comedy club business, not yours.
Shit, buy it a drink first. 2 drink minimum, by the way.
Okay, hello, everyone.
That's a ridiculous way of saying you might hear some drills and some shit in the background.
Okay.
If so, we apologize. There is no one drilling inside your car on the way to work if you're listening to this, all right?
Correct. We got a couple people in the chat already. Jason Pena says, yo, what up, my guys? Can't believe this is the first live I'm catching.
Hey,
that's right.
welcome.
Jason is
baby.
an OG. Okay. So now you can interact as we do the show. Now you're part of the show, Jason.
Hey, how about Justin Freeberg saying Alexa's out here looking like a 90s soft drink cup?
Yeah.
Okay. It's also very yellow. I don't know if you could see that.
No, you
matches.
Can't really see it too well.
Matches my sneakers exactly.
Okay, all right. Alexis,
look at this.
Alexis,
look at this. No. Look at it. Pink.
It's a little neon.
Green neon. Come on.
Nike, of course. Nike makes matching colorways for their clothing. That's
incredible. Do I look like the Easter Bunny's cousin who's borrowing money? 100%.
When I worked at Sean John, the clothing designers, they would have the boards of all the styles for the upcoming seasons. But what they would do is they would look at the colorways of sneakers from Nike, from Adidas, and they would put them on the board and then make clothing that would match those colorways.
That's how you do it.
Yeah, bro. That's how it works.
Bro, I saw a guy on the subway the other day. Listen to this.
Whoa, you did?
Right?
Crazy.
End of story. And I was like, yo, if a comedy club could get a thick ass, why aren't you trying? No. Check this out. New Balance sneakers. Adidas socks.
Okay.
Nike pants. What are we doing?
What are we doing? Okay.
Do you follow the rules? Are you it's one brand only? No, you don't care.
I'm not built for
You're
rules.
not a fashion guy. You don't care about fashion.
Not that I don't care. I'm
looking at you, buddy. The rest of us are thinking it.
Okay. Look, you have to get all these clothes to cover up the terrible insides that you have. You know what I mean?
Never have to think about yourself if you're always buying new clothes.
Right? You never work on yourself when you just cover up the shell.
Right? Am I emotionally stunted? I can't be with all this dope gear. I'm more like I'm emotionally stunting on you.
There was a phase, probably from about, I don't know, maybe 22 to like 27, that I was like obsessed with like fashion, making sure I was looking good, looking fresh. And then after a point, I'm like, you know what? This is not really helping my life in any drastic way. So let me just focus on myself. Build some confidence.
Slum it up.
Let me build some confidence. No, I don't. I don't dress poorly.
No, I wouldn't say that at all.
I'm the proud owner of about 45 pairs of Sean John jeans. Okay, so somebody who cares about.
I mean, buddy, when that era, when you said 22 to 27, did you mean 2002 to 2007?
Well, we got free clothes. I have so many free clothes.
You don't still have Sean John jeans, do you?
No, I put them all. Either I gave some away, or we put them in, give them up in Goodwill or whatever when I moved. But I did at one point. I did have about 50 pairs.
You also had a big apartment. People don't realize you had like the Odd Couples apartment in New York.
Right.
You had like 4 bedrooms, right?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, so you could have one could just be Sean John jeans in one of the bedrooms.
Robin Sagini said, I pretty much only buy Adidas, so I don't have a problem matching. Okay, brand loyalty.
Okay.
Is there?
I got only one pair of Adidas sneakers. That's my problem. So when I wear anything Adidas, I have to wear those sneakers.
Okay.
So if those sneakers don't match the rest of the outfit, that outfit is fucked.
Hey.
How are we?
What's good?
Owners are walking in. Owners of comedy clubs are here to make sure that the money they're spending on fixing it is being done the right way. And also, he's wondering, who the fuck let these two guys in here? You can see it in his face. It's your brother, buddy. Anyway, we're moving on. Yeah,
But
we're live. Don't curse.
given that
Paul.
we are here at the stand, a shout out to the stand for welcoming us as usual.
Let me tell you, they
always-
have a bunch of owners, one of which I like a lot, and it happens to be the guy in the room right now, which is why I'm saying it.
they're putting up new curtains in the room that we are in. But
Right.
the stand Comedy Club and Restaurant. If you haven't been here,
By the way, incredible restaurant. It used to be that you could sit there and eat and watch the show happening. You wouldn't be able to hear it.
Okay.
And you said to yourself, man, I got to get tickets. Now they've put curtains up. They're closing that off. So now you're wondering, like, I don't even know what's going on back there.
it's a secret little eyes wide shut party
I
back here.
definitely got to get tickets, bro. It's a good thing I showed up at the club wearing a condom. You know what I mean? Who knows what's going on
But
back
if
there?
but if you're ever at this in New York City, you want to come to a comedy club, come out to the stand.
This is the
comedy
spot.
club. This is
Nick
the-
Red, by the way, said Alexa's going full Miami Vice today. Summertime.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm going. This is Newark Vice, bro. Which, by the way, much different show. Both stars die in every episode.
Dennis Higgins said, "Cut now to the Cooligans arrest cam," which is great. Robin Sagini said, "This is why I only buy gray or black Adidas shoes. Although I do have one pair of peach Adidas to match the peach kit. Oh, the Atlanta United kit. That's right.
Oh, that's dope. And by the way, I don't know if you guys know this. The Sambas, the Adidas Sambas. Are you a big Samba fan?
I'm not a big Samba fan.
Why not? Is there a specific reason?
I don't know. They just I'm a bigger fan of like comfort, and Sambas are just like
Sambas are pretty comfortable.
they're okay, but I'm not a huge fan of just like straight up flat-footed shoes. Like
Yeah,
the
they are
bottom.
very
Yeah,
like
yeah.
OG.
Yeah. You know, it's
You know
like-
what I got? I got Sambas that are that have the Ultra Boost inside the sole.
Okay.
So they're actually wild comfortable. It's almost too comfortable. You're like, this doesn't feel like sneakers. I need weight. You know what I mean? But Sambas have taken a new whole fashion approach now. You know, like all the women that were wearing Stan Smiths,
Right.
now they're all switching to Sambas. So now Sambas have like a.
I mean, it's a pretty unisex shoe.
No, but
Everybody
now
wears.
Sambas are like the new basic shoe. You know what I mean?
Whenever anything is popular, Alexa's like, "This is dumb. This is stupid."
No. I'm not. Look, all I'm saying is everybody who was just like, oh, whatever, just get a pair of Stan Smiths. You'll be all right. They've switched to Sambas.
Got it. I have one pair of Stan Smiths, and
I can't do it. You look like you're trying to get funding for a startup. I can't wear Stan Smiths.
They're what you call it? Like they're affordable. I got them at like an Adidas outlet for like $30.
This is the issue.
Boom.
It's not fashionable if it's affordable. if that's one of the first things you say about
Huge
it.
fan of affordability.
Nah.
Okay.
You and I tend to make the same amount of money. I have
Right.
blown so much
Right.
more than you. Although you're paying for a wedding, so
Right, right.
it evened out.
Sure. I mean,
I've been able to go on like lavish vacations. I've been able to afford myself some beautiful clothes. You're paying for a chocolate fountain.
I mean, look, it's just as I find value in it. It's nothing wrong with that. Silhouettes
you're
rock.
paying for me to drink. Did you realize that? I traveled. I spent my money on traveling and drinking. You are spending money on a party. I get to drink at.
But you speak like I don't do anything enjoyable in my
no,
life.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying you're spending a grip of money. Look, I
Right.
paid for a wedding. I paid for a wedding in my mid-20s. I know how much it costs.
Right.
Hey, I told my friends, drink it up because
Yes.
all y'all buying me did it for the next
I'm
year.
paying for a wedding in my mid-teens.
Yeah.
Okay, this is how, me.
funny. You are
I'm a child.
mid-30s, but you look 17, bro. People are gonna be like, this guy is being taken by this older
I
woman.
really need to settle down early.
This guy is being stolen by this older woman.
David Morales said like he would be allowed to have a chocolate fountain.
That's a good point.
Very
It'd be gluten-free, sugar-free, chocolate
Okay.
alternative.
We're doing vegan gelato.
Oh,
all right,
They really are, dude. I know they are.
That's the move.
Everything tastes like coconut, regardless of what flavor you chose.
Coconut is good. I don't know
Oh,
what's wrong with
stop
coconut.
Chocolate fountain. That's the stripper's name, says Jess Allen. But you're not even having a bachelor party.
I am not. I'm not. It's. I mean, maybe I'll do it after the
can't.
wedding.
No. You
yeah,
can't.
I'll do the.
No, you can't. That will cause a divorce.
Yeah. No, that's
that's the point.
That's the plan.
Oh, then I'll definitely plan it, dude.
It's it's just it's too much going on, bro. It's all good.
I just got to take you to go get like a hand job or something quick. You know?
I guess what are those? ¿Cómo se dice?
Speaking of Insigne, I gotta take you to get something quick and dirty. Yeah.
Is that okay? You're gonna say that on a live broadcast?
No, maybe not a hand job, but definitely like get someone to twerk on you during the show. Well, is that way we can be efficient?
Right. It's content. It's not cheating if it's content.
What if I got a stripper for one of the live broadcasts, but like didn't take her clothes off because we're live?
Right. Well,
so go dancer.
After we get banned from YouTube,
there's nobody you banned from. Everybody's wearing clothes.
And then after your wife divorces you,
no one touches me. No one touches me. I'm looking at the camera the whole time. I'll throw a couple of dollars. It'll be your money. Again,
got it.
In reference to your wedding.
Nick Red said Christian's bachelor party would have a Soylent fountain at the strip club. All right.
I haven't seen you drink Soylent in a minute.
I have not drank it in years, probably like 4 years.
Why? What happened? You were in love with it.
No, I wasn't in love with it. It was just.
I thought you were gonna marry Soylent.
It was useful. It was practical. Ugh. And then Helene was like, "Don't drink it. It's not the best thing." And blah blah blah. You know how it is. You know how nutritionists are nowadays.
She don't let you have no fun, bro.
Robin Sagini said, "When is the wedding anyway?" In a couple weeks. In about 3 weeks is the wedding. Oh, you know what? And I want to just give a shout out. Some people may remember Dimitri, Montreal Impact, currently now Club de Foot Montreal fan. And I didn't expect this at all, but Dimitri sent me a wedding gift.
Found your registry.
Found my registry.
He pulled the Dax Cooligans Dax McCarty.
I didn't think it would, someone will pull a Dax on me.
Yeah. You've been Daxed, dude.
I've been Daxed. But thank you. I want to say public thank you so much, Dimitri and his wife. It was him and his wife, and sent a very generous donation to our wedding fund.
Beautiful.
So thank you so much for doing that. It was not required at all, but I appreciate it. You know, it's basically all the Gully Squad members are already basically donating to the wedding.
Which is but without you, whether you're trying or not, it's a wedding gift. Sporting KC fan TV said, "Oh snap, it's on, boys. It's the oh snap, it's the boys." Oh, I thought he was getting ready for the stripper. But Bryce Jackson said, "Not having a bachelor party. Alexis, kidnap him. I plan to." Throw him on the back of the scooter.
Shout out to Sporty KC Fan TV. Remember the Argentinian dude that was reacting to the seven goals that Timbers gave us.
Yeah, no. Reacting, more like being tortured by 7 goals.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do they have cauliflower wings at the strip club? By the way, do not order food at New York strip clubs. That is just an Atlanta thing.
Okay. All right. Hello, everybody. We still haven't introduced ourselves. My name is Christian Polanco.
Yeah, that's right. I'm Alexis Guerrero. You guys know this.
What's good? We're comedians. We're at the stand.
We're doing a comedic show about soccer. Anyway, let's talk about Insigne coming to Toronto. Toronto. Right now, if you look at the Supporter Shield standings, Toronto is not dead last, but pretty close. Chicago, Chicago in dead last in 28th place. We have too many teams, and more are coming.
It sounds worse. You're last in 28th?
Damn.
There's so many.
That is mid-table championship if we're going. That's how I'm doing. You're in 8th place.
How many teams are in the championship? Isn't that?
It's 20 and 20.
In the championship, there's
20.
There's 20 total in the championship.
Yeah.
No. There's more than 20.
No, there's 20. If there's more, there's 22.
There's definitely more than 20.
FIFA rules are there need to be 20 clubs in your top flight.
Well, I'm talking about the championship. This is not the top flight.
But I think it's 20 clubs per league.
It is. It's more than that. Let's.
Someone will tell us in the chat before you get to it.
Let's get to it. Let's see what it is.
Someone said, "What's his name again?" Alexis Ferreira.
They are 24.
24. I was so close.
You were so wrong.
I was 20. I was in the range. So there. What was I saying? You're in 28. That's not good.
Yeah.
Not good if you are a Chicago Fire fan. And they have good traveling support. They were in New York. We got to hang out with Nicole Hack. And
Yeah, they had what a great scheduling that they had. They played the Red Bulls and NYCFC in a 5-day span.
Right.
And they drew one and lost the other. That game against the Red Bulls was pretty wild.
Yeah, it was a wild one. But
what are they 80? What is it? 88th minute, 89th minute. Game-winning goal, quote unquote.
And didn't Klamala score the last one?
Yeah,
after
yeah,
that?
and then they gave it up the goal. It's a shock from Chicago to give up the lead in that fashion, and then it's ridiculous for the Rebels to again not be able to win at home.
They can't win at home.
They can't win at home.
And we're not roasting you, fans.
Well, they deserve a little bit.
You do. By the way, hit the like button. Hit the like button for Christian's wedding. How about that? Huh?
Okay.
Christian getting married, tying the knot, tying his tubes, the whole nine. I don't know what's happening. So Chicago's in last place. Vancouver in 27th. Hey, you're not Chicago. With 11 games played each. So they do have a chance to hop up.
Real quick, did you hear about what happened to Vancouver? Where all their goalkeepers were in the COVID protocol.
Yeah, they got the keeper from York.
Yeah, they had I think he was like 18 or 19 years old.
It's like Giantsopoulos is his name. Hell yeah, dude.
The biggest Greek man in the world.
Damn, bro.
I don't know his name, but
can we get Gargantuopoulos over here?
But he played in the game they lost 2-1 against Charlotte, but he did get a lot of encouragement from the. Is it Miguel Angel Ramirez from the coach from Charlotte? He after the game he pulled him aside and told him to keep going. He said, "You're a great player. You have a bright future."
He's a kid,
but he a wild position to be in because every single goalkeeper got sick and they had to call upon a kid.
We just interviewed a woman who was a keeper or a place kicker for her college football team because everyone got the boop boop.
The boop boop. That's right. You hate to see it.
Yeah. Everyone got the boop boop. But you know what's shocking? Doesn't MLS have a goalkeeper pool?
They couldn't go to the pool. There was I saw Tom Bogert reported about this, but they were all
close the pool. Too much chlorine.
Somebody peed in it.
Everybody was
someone peed in the goalkeeper pool.
You know the problem is you can pee in the pool. You can't poop in the pool. That's the problem.
Bayer Guna said, "I see Oakland Roots jersey, straight fire. Thank you so much. Shout out to Oakland Roots.
It is beautiful. I have one as well, and it doesn't fit.
Okay, that's usually how it is. All right.
Uh-huh. Thank you, Puma, once again for making. Why would you make a double XL that gets smaller at the waist? It just doesn't make any sense. Who's wearing it? The Rock is the only person who could wear that.
All right, didn't think The Rock would be mentioned.
And we're here, folks. So go ahead. What were you saying?
You
were yipping.
He was getting a lot of encouragement from the Charlotte coach, so that was lovely to see. Even though he tweeted about it and basically saying it was nice to get that encouragement, even though the fans were booing me. So obviously he was in Charlotte.
And he was like, "Get your hands off me." He said that. Speaking, by the way, I do want to talk about Slonina, but let's talk a little bit about Toronto because we're 20 minutes in and we still haven't. But they're not doing incredibly well. They are in 26th place.
Yes,
right, with a average points per game. I mean,
it's the Eastern
Conference. 0.92.
Eastern Conference is right. They're in 13th. So I mean, look,
we're talking about Supporter Shield. We're talking about the full table.
But who
you want to make it a little better?
Playoffs. Come on, let's be serious. Nobody once
0.92.
8 or 9 games into the season, if you're not really in the top 4 or 5 of Supporter Shield, nobody's thinking about winning the Supporter Shield.
I'm just looking at it as how do you rank the team across the entire league?
Right.
Obviously, if you are looking at the East Coast, we're a third of the way in to the season now.
Right.
I've always said the first 10 games don't matter. Well, don't matter. They're starting to matter, bro.
Well,
and you're 12 games in?
Yeah.
And you ain't winning yet? I think they won the first 3. Look good.
Somebody in the chat said, how long a nice co-brew, how long does Bob Bradley stay in charge?
I mean, as long as
how long is the leash?
Look, Bob Bradley never comes in and says year 1. He's always year 1. We're gonna fix things up. We're gonna shift. They had a lot of players leave. They're starting a lot of kids. So I feel like this season, not a lot is expected of him until Insigne gets there.
Okay.
And then that's why I'm asking: do you think he saves this team, quote unquote? Because the energy will shift if he's not winning. If he's not having a good time, things are going to go bad.
Yeah, and I would say, look, even though Bob Bradley, I don't know, I don't necessarily agree that Bob Bradley's first year at any club is like a rebuilding year, but I will say
it's not set in stone, but
Right.
he's not coming in here and saying year one we're good. He's had to make a
but
shift.
I would say Toronto probably expects that and wants it. They went to 3 MLS Cup finals
Yeah, but
in
they
a row,
need to
something
rebuild.
like
It's
that.
MLS. They
In
need
a
to
couple
rebuild,
years.
and you don't just go by players. Who's the guy that would Insigne would take over? What, Jaden Nelson, right?
I don't know.
He's a kid. He's like 16, right? How
Okay.
old is this kid?
Yeah, so not the
19 years old.
not the most job security, right now for
Buddy,
him.
we're 12 games into the season. I don't know how many times he's played, but he's got one goal, no assists. Insigne is gonna change that. Insigne not gonna Akinola. That's gonna be fun to watch.
Okay.
Or obviously Jimenez is up top. I keep forgetting this guy even is on the team.
He's
Jesus
been great.
Jimenez.
He's
He's
been
been
great.
good. Whatchamacallit? You look at the way this team is going to be shifted. Insigne is a big investment. They've made big investments before. They had 2 DPs. They had Josie out the door. They had
Jovinko,
Bradley. They've put many of them together at once. They're going to need more than just Insigne, I think. I think this could be bad. I think he could look. I mean, he's getting paid so much money that it's like, Shaqiri can't really complain right now.
Who are the center backs?
McNaughton and Salcedo. They're not playing well either.
And Petrasso. Didn't Petrasso play for Montreal? Wasn't Petrasso? Is that Michael Petrasso? No,
Luca.
Michael Petrasso was the guy who got slapped by Zlatan. Remember when he stepped on his foot? I believe his name was Michael Petrasso.
No, Petrasso came from Toronto FC 2. He's an academy player.
Okay.
21. I mean, these are young players.
Going to be said Bob Bradley, more like Bob Bradley. Oh no, he's immune to the joke.
I was waiting to see who would bring it up first. I don't think Insigne is going to be able to paper over some of the defensive issues they have. They've got a bunch of kids. I mean, but also, do you want to see DPs being spent on like center backs, stuff like that? It always feels like it's a mistake. It always feels like designated players should be creative players or scorers. No?
Yeah, I maybe that's a little bit of MLS 2.0 that we're sort of stuck in. Because look, NYCFC signed.
Wait, what is having a player like Insigne?
Having a DP have to be an offensive player or a creative midfielder.
I think that's OG. That's old school.
Yeah, because look, NYCFC, they signed Thiago Martins, the center back that came over.
He's incredible.
But
he started off sketchy.
Rough start, but I think he's settling. You know what? I think it's impressive that he doesn't look uncomfortable at all, especially with how well NYCFC are playing.
Yeah, but and I've said this a million times on this podcast, center back is pairing. It takes a while for that partnership to gel. Not everyone's like us immediately.
Right. It just episode 1,
right?
Boom. Just
it was like we what was it, Lady and the Tramp almost, right? With the spaghetti. It was that kind of chemistry.
Correct. All right. It was the vegan spaghetti that we shared.
Gluten-free spaghetti.
Sporting KC, Fan TV. I'm getting bombarded with Peter Vermees out for SKC, which is kind of shocking to me. Yeah, we spoke about this last week. I mean, things have to be really, really bad to get rid of Peter Vermees.
You're not getting rid of Peter Vermees, and we've said this before. If he does go, I hope he goes into obviously a front office role, or some type of
Patrick
academy
Mahomes ain't letting him go.
Nah.
You see Patrick Mahomes in the stands.
He said that's
celebrating.
That's Patrick Mahomesy, bro. I don't think Insigne will be able. I've read that already. Isn't Walker Zimmerman now a DP for Nashville? That's different. That's a defender who's earned the right to be a DP.
Yeah.
That's better than bringing in. You don't ship in a center back. They don't move the needle.
I just think, look, I think we're getting
like Keolini. Is Keolini going to sell tickets? A couple.
Right. We should talk about Keolini going to LAFC. Apparently, this is all the paperwork is done. He just has to agree with it. Apparently, they're waiting for his family's approval, which is such a strange. I think Fabrizio Romano tweeted this.
Actually, you know what I heard? It's in the contract. He has to get Mbappe's approval.
Damn, bro, you got a lot of influence.
That contract is just too strong, dude.
Just Kylian Infantino making all the decisions. But Keolini going to LAFC, this is one of those moves that, look, LAFC, as far as selling tickets, they don't. I'm not to say that they don't have to work hard to do that, but they have such a good product, a great stadium, the 3252. Like they've done a lot of that great work to bring Keolini. You gotta be sure if he looks even a step slow, it's gonna look ridiculous,
especially in Cherundolo's system, which is, as we talked to him, I was like, if you're a manager, you're a defender, so it's gonna be like wild defensive and boring. He's like, no, I'm actually a pretty progressive guy when it comes to offensive attack. And I was like, yeah, right. You ain't even gonna get a chance to coach. I was like, stop bullshit. And now he's he's in charge of the number 1 team in MLS right now.
Well, no,
they're playing pretty well.
Number 2, right? They're currently
are they second behind?
They're behind Austin, I believe.
No,
no, they're first.
They're first.
They
what
won
are you talking
game.
about,
my bad,
bro?
My bad. I thought
wow,
Austin was up for like a day, I think. So somebody who a nice Cobra just said, I think Keolini's gonna struggle here. Keolini is. I'm not 100% certain. I don't think he knows
what he's walking into.
The weather, the travel. He's what, 35?
It's Champions League level travel all season long.
It's a center back. I don't know.
You get from one point of Italy to the other in about 4 espressos. You're not used to it.
This is good for. This is definitely a good maybe for MLS again for marketing and just getting.
Is it?
It's not bad. Keolini is a legend of this game. He's a living legend.
Yeah, but he's not like Zlatan where people who don't know the sport know who he is.
But the enthusiasts, the diehards, I think they'll be intrigued.
Everywhere he goes, Italians are going to show up. Same thing with Insigne. They're going to sell tickets to people who talk with all their fingers touching. I get that.
Tali said we need Mahomes and Messi in the same town. Messi to SKC. All right, fine. Let's start the petition.
Yeah,
bro.
Get it in there. All you got to do is put it in the universe. Plant those seeds. Has anyone read The Secret? It's not going to work for you. But
stop tweeting at Sporting KC Fan TV about getting rid of Peter Vermees and tell him to get Messi. That's the move.
Also, hit the like button. I think it'll help get Messi here. Espresso is my new favorite unit of measure. They're very expensive in Europe. I'm interested to see what Keolini does here because it's a very physical league. It's a very
he's a physical dude.
No, but it's a different level of physicality here. Like
he's still holding on to Bukayo Saka's shirt.
We're demanding athleticism. And I got to be honest, at 30-something years old, that might not be the thing you have in spades.
I'm just a little concerned. That's all. That's all. I mean, I hope he does well. I think to me, it's an exciting move.
LAFC fan, he's going to be like, I have a new nickname. It's Viejito, and I don't know what it means.
A nice group says, someone should throw a bag to try and get Rashford on loan, get his confidence back up. Would be worth it for half a season. Imagine.
A summer loan for Marcus Rashford.
Marcus Rashford at Sporting KC? I'd love to see that, dude. That'd be.
We're not asking. You don't have to do nothing. You don't have to feed no kids or nothing. Just come here. You relax. Summertime Rashford.
Okay. Justin Freeberg said, wait until Keolini has to play at Citi Field. Going to be wild.
Bro.
Yeah, it's really just seeing him in the different environments. It's going to be great.
Him in a Miami humidity.
That's really the main thing. It's just like it's not. We know
Higuain's gonna be like, just don't bring your own oxygen.
We know his ability. We know his quality. But there's a couple attackers, even attackers that came from like USL, that are gonna give Keolini a tough day.
I'm not saying they're gonna give him the beats. But they're going to make him run.
For real. I know he's going to be pointing at his other defenders like, why weren't you hit? Was like, yo, we're not playing at Juve right now.
Yeah, no, this ain't it.
You need to adapt.
Stop yelling zone. We ain't doing it.
Okay. Hollow said Keolini is going to hate playing in that Miami Heat. Well, he shouldn't be playing basketball. I agree.
Buddy, Keolini, get in here. You're in the playoffs.
What position? He's like a 4. Is he a 4 or 3?
Hurry up!
I don't know.
Yo, Jimmy Butler gonna be so mad at you, though.
He's gonna hate the altitude in Colorado.
Oh my God,
dude!
He's gonna be like, no.
Okay, you thought North Macedonia was tough. Yeah. Okay. Try Colorado.
Yo, I had a problem. Try north of the mountain, my G. Boys, we need to talk about stadium infrastructure when Messi arrives. We might have some serious attendance issues. Yeah, put it out there, Sporting KC Fan TV.
Yeah, just sit on the roof, whatever it
Remember when we went to MLS Cup in Toronto and they had like the fake stands, the temporary stands set up? They look rickety as hell. Look like scaffolding on
Right,
the
right,
right-hand
right,
side.
right.
Just put that really high.
Yeah, just put the fans in danger.
Yeah. No, y'all be watching games at wherever Kansas City Chiefs play, bro. Was it
Right.
Arrowhead? Seems respectful.
Bryce Jackson said Keolini's going to find out that quote-unquote retirement league he heard about ain't as easy as they say. That's always same thing. Remember when Gonzalo Higuain said
I thought I'd be out here smoking cigarettes while playing.
Bro, it's not easy. And then you see the and this is why I love like Julian Gressel and Fabian Herbert's this podcast, because these MLS vets have been here for a couple years playing, and then they meet their heroes, quote unquote, these superstars, and they don't really respect the other players. They don't respect the league, and these players let them know real fast.
It's a little bit like, and I'm not comparing myself to a superstar here, but it's a little bit like, you ever like go headline somewhere on the road, and then like the younger comics from that scene will come over and like say what's up, or they'll talk to you about comedy, and you're like, oh, you've just grabbed the microphone. You've never really been a comedian.
Right.
It probably feels a little bit like that. I'm way more graceful, right? I think, even physically, especially on skates. I tend to be like, I welcome you in if you're a comic, but I could see like some of the bigger comics, when they go to those cities, they're like, I'm not fucking talking to this guy pulls out a puppet. You know what I mean? I can't talk to him. You know, he's a prop comic.
Okay.
Do you think that's kind of like what it's like?
Yeah.
I mean, just leaving me hanging out here.
Yeah, but it was
not
just,
adding anything to the conversation.
It was just such
it's a two-person podcast.
Such a long analogy.
I don't think it was that long.
And I get it, but talk to them, not me. I know comedy.
What do you guys think? I'll wait the 30-second delay to see what you put in the chat. But while Christian just in here and thinks about his gluten-free chocolate fountain.
Look, I've whenever I'm doing shows anywhere, I'm kind to everyone. The one thing I'm always shocked by is when I do stand up on the road and I meet the host or something, and the host is like, I've been doing comedy 15 years, and I'm like, yo, this guy's gonna destroy.
Yeah.
And he gets up and he's just like, hey, on Saddle Street. I'm like, all right.
It's just local
references.
references.
It's just local references. I'm like, you need to get out of this town.
Or stop doing this.
You've been doing this too long to be this bad at it.
My favorite is when you go on the road and they're like, the guy's like, so I sell fencing. It's like the first.
Right, yeah.
You're like, what?
That's what my T-shirt says.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, you're just promoting your fence sales business via the comedy club.
Comedy becomes like a marketing
100%.
ploy.
His merch is like little pieces of fence. This guy is awesome, dude. Terrible comic. Great guy.
Okay. Andrew Johnson said Gonzalo's brother could play while smoking a heater. I don't know what that means exactly.
A nice girl, Bruce said, the food here alone would be fuddle. Keolini. I can't wait till someone tries to give him hot, like hotel. You know, like the players eat at the hotel when they get there?
Right.
Like hotel level, like Alfredo. You know what I mean?
Right.
Fettuccine
Yeah.
Alfredo. He'd be like, no.
This is not food.
No. This is a wall-based. We don't eat this.
Manja this? No manja.
No, look at this. Look at stick. Huh?
Okay.
Say Tali said, who would have a bigger struggle in 4-degree snow match, Messi or CR7?
That's a great question.
Yo, Canadian champion Lionel Messi.
Oh my God.
Wait till Keolini tries pizza in Orlando. Gonna be horrified, bro. He's not gonna eat it. I don't eat it, and my standards are different than Keolini's.
Okay, there's a couple things.
A nice Cobra said, what is that McRib? Yo, that shit is a delicacy, Munchie.
We could take a quick look at the MLS's power ranking.
What?
I'm just saying, we're talking about some of the best teams, but power ranking, NYCFC is at number 1.
That is right.
Yes, LAFC at 2. The Union. This is who I want to talk about, because the Union played against the Portland Timbers, and they went to Providence Park and won.
More like Providence Bark. Am I right, everyone?
Woof. Okay. They go over there and win 2-0. They get a clean sheet at Providence Park. But the goal.
Hollow said Keolini hit a Weston McKinney like, yo, I thought you were joking. Yo, they really do put this ranch on everything.
But the goal from Daniel Gazak, the first goal came in like the 5th or 6th minute. A little bicycle.
It wasn't a bike. It was a little overhead because he didn't jump. Jump, you have to switch feet for it to be a bicycle.
Okay.
It was just a little like a lean back overhead, more of like it was more of a Rockettes than anything else. But
Doing
still,
the can or what?
It was absolutely incredible though, and good for him. But what does it take for whatchamacallit, for Philadelphia to not be great? They are consistently, regardless of what players you take away from them. You know, they somehow Jim Curtin somehow finds a way.
Yes, he does. He's a good coach. I'm waiting for you to make.
Are you even here?
I'm just waiting for you to make a point.
That was
Alex.
the point.
The Union somehow find a way. Hey, Union fans in the chat, what's going on? Why are you guys so successful?
The kid's getting married, so I want to apologize for his brain not being here. He's thinking about the Pagel sculpture.
No, the Union are an incredibly strong team. Look, the players that they have, and you start seeing. So Jim Curtin had that moment with the referee. Who got the yellow card and is now going to miss the next game. Did you see his comments, Jim Curtin?
He goes, because you can't control the game. My guy's suspended.
Right.
Which is like, this is what I love about Jim Curtin. Low-key a savage, but he doesn't really ever go there.
Right.
He's like, he has like that stepdad approach. I'm not mad, I'm disappointed.
Right.
Because other coaches would be like, you suck, you're terrible, my guy didn't deserve it. But he said, look, my player will now suffer repercussions of your bad decision making. I'm gonna leave and let you think about that. And you're just like,
you sort yourselves out. Yeah, you figure that out.
Existential crisis, engage.
Yeah, but he did as he walked off. He did swear. He said "f you" or "f this" or something like
you gotta
that.
Get it out. That's why I say low key is savage. You got to get it out.
So
you don't. Also, can we talk about his sneakers?
We can.
My guy's wearing the Sonics.
Yes, I did see this. I have it up on the screen right now. Jonathan Tannenwald was in Portland, took a photo.
He did us all a favor, took a photo, high quality picture of my man's kicks. Because while I love,
is this a phone? Is this his phone?
I don't know. At Jim Curtin Sneakers on Instagram, always posted, but it's always a blurry pic. He got the best pick of it.
I thought he blurs out those sneakers.
Yeah, no.
These are way too.
By the way, he's a courageous man. He's wearing mids. Very courageous.
Why is that courageous?
You don't wear mids. Mids is now a negative term.
Oh my god!
How do you not know this?
I know that, but what does that have to do with the sneakers?
That's where it came from. What do you think? Mid just came from nowhere?
No, mid meaning. But is that a pejorative towards the sneakers, and then now people are applying it to people?
Yes.
Okay.
Also, pejorative, grandpa.
I have to use words to communicate.
Okay. Everyone, the vice principal just used the word fleek.
We're literally not the same.
That's exactly what just happened. He was wearing mids.
So lows and highs, but mids.
That's it. The only mids that have kind of crossed over was it strawberry chocolate milk? What was the ones that came out? Mids, or you can't wear mids. Shouts to Jason Pena for the super chat, who actually just joined. Just became a super fan.
Sweet,
Thank you so much. We love you, homie. Thank you for joining. Put some respect on the Drip King shoe game. Look, we've said it before. We want to shoot the show from a sneaker closet, okay? We got a lot of respect for the Drip game. I think he's courageous for wearing mids because he pulled them off. But they're the Sonics. He wore the Sonics against Portland Timbers.
Right, yeah, it's a good move. I respect it.
Wow.
He is detailed in his trolling.
Yo,
the subtlety.
It's like subtlety. It's one of those things where a player looks over and he's like, wait a minute, are those that? And then the ball's over his head. You know what I mean?
Jose Lopez said, do we have feet pics of Jim? Wait, what? Hold on.
Wait, no. That's for the Patreon. That's only on the Patreon.
Okay, that's gonna be the next collab we do with Jim. The John Culture said Christian whipping out the vocabulary. Damn, dude.
My guy said pejorative. Did that pejorative start with sneakers and then turn its way to humans?
It's just the fact that you hold this opinion that mid sneakers are some sort of embarrassing thing to.
I'm letting you know.
You just said it.
This is the streets.
You are now not going to buy mid sneakers because you don't care what the streets say about you.
I'll tell you what mids are allowed. Mid Air Force Ones. That's it.
Why is it only that?
It's culture, dude. I don't know. You ain't got it.
This is so.
Does anything you have
The fact
have
that
hyper neon colors
The
on
fact
it
that-
and match your sneakers exactly?
the fact that you are like proud to know and care about this stuff says you are.
This is the difference between me and you. When you were young, you were like, "Wow, computers are cool," and when I was young, I was like, "Yo, I'm about the street." Mostly fashion-wise.
Right. Okay. Okay.
Jim Curtin out here, Borking, Portland's collective mid-dork, mind dork. Justin Freeberg.
There's a lot going
How
on.
did you even type that out, bro?
Just literally a combination of the last like 3 months of our show in one sentence.
If you would have said Bim Burton, by the way, Thomas 19064 said it the best. Can you read my man's comment? This is fact.
Thomas said mids are mid.
See?
Right, because now so you see this a lot in a lot of comment sections. Whenever
This is mid.
This is mid, or he's mid, or she's mid, and it's just like there's worse insults. This is not really. This is not going to destroy your reputation.
Here's what mid is like. Yo, nobody fucks with you. That's what mid means.
All right. Sure.
That's kind of disrespectful.
I mean, it's there's more disrespectful words. Okay, there's more pejorative things you can say.
Yeah, for a mid. Excuse me, Mr. VP of Fashion Club, Modeling Club. Thank you very much.
Right. Okay.
Robin Zaghini.
So the okay.
Miss Say Tally said 10,000 mids against the sun.
who would win?
It's 10 billion, might I add. And again, I was on a lot of meds, folks. Let me have it. I didn't miss the show. Some of you wish I did.
Okay, so I was what was I mentioning? The
You were talking about Jim Curtin sneakers.
I was talking about Jim Curtin and the Philadelphia Union. Yeah, they
Philadelphia Union.
I think a big win, especially we were talking about the power rankings: NYCFC, LAFC, and then Philadelphia Union. But the Philadelphia Union were the only team, I think, the only team to beat NYCFC at home this season at Yankee Stadium. And it was early on in the season, but still. I think it does say a lot about the team. Even with players that they've lost and the heartbreak of what happened in the playoffs last season. They seem
wasn't heartbreaking for me at all.
They seem, I was totally.
I gotta be honest with you.
I was pretty fine with it.
I was enjoying it. I'm like, oh, y'all crying? That's mid, bro.
real.
Don't ruin my good time.
Real mid behavior.
Don't ruin my high with your mid. You feel me? Just because you're low. Oh, that felt good.
Okay, the bars.
That honestly felt good.
But
that might have been the jacket talking.
They seem like a team that wants payback, a little revenge. I think they felt like they deserve more from last year. And I think they're going to be, they're going to be a tough team, especially in the playoffs in the Eastern Conference. Okay,
I agree with you, and I think why I brought up the point that, you look at the way Toronto was playing with a lot of young players, kind of a bit more of a makeshift back line, probably from the way that maybe Bob Bradley wants to play, and then you look at what Jim Curtin does year after year after year. It's just really impressive. Especially with how much money they're making off of Brendan Aronson's potential sale.
Right, that's going to be exciting. We talked about it a little bit yesterday, but Leeds.
Look at the sneakers Jim's going to buy with this money.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, yeah, players.
So Brendan Aronson going to Leeds was dependent on Leeds staying up in the Premier League. They did that on the final day of the season.
That happened. So now the
it was
deal is finalized.
Literally, once the whistle blew, everybody, Fabrizio hit the send tweet.
Yeah.
Okay, it's go. Everything is in motion.
It was like, how much extra time? Okay, here we waited, and then he waited.
Then boom. So it looks like he obviously wants to play in the Premier League, and look, it's just.
Do you think he's too small for the Premier League?
You mentioned this yesterday. You said that he's too petite,
He's a petite guy.
He's a petite guy, but petite could work. Insigne is a petite guy.
Stocky though, not as stocky as like a Javinko.
You're saying stocky, stocky.
Is that what it is?
Yes, stalky is somebody who is possibly stalking people, or like cornstalk.
That's kind of where I thought it came from. To be honest with you, he's like a tree stump. You know what I mean? Javinko and Shaqiri. But I never knew that. It was stocky.
Yeah.
All right, well, you learn something new every day.
Okay. Finally.
Who knew that the guy who knew pejorative would know this? Teams in the middle of the standings are mid? Question.
Damn, bro.
Raymond.
The disrespect.
Yeah, damn. They're already down, dude. You ain't got to do them like that.
I can't believe this chat. Do we have to report that comment? Because, wow.
Wow. They've got families, dude. Say Tally said, I got to go back to work now. I'll catch up on the podcast tomorrow. I'm glad I got the important information on the first half. That's right, you did. You got the important conversation. Aronson is the gift that keeps on giving. Union made a Shark Tank deal on the kids at Thomas. Absolutely incredible. And by the way, this might be the way forward for MLS clubs. I was talking to an agent when I was in Europe, and they were saying that like a lot of these American players haven't kind of come good on their contracts. You know, talking specifically about like Ricardo Pepe.
All right.
You got, players like Pulisic, which haven't lived up to these huge billings, even though he's not an MLS player. But you look at some of these American players, someone needs to sort of become that shining star. A lot of lights, a lot of, eyes are on Gio Reyna, right? I think this Brendan Aronson might be the one that starts to shift that conversation. And if so, MLS clubs should just perpetually be trying to get these 20% sell-ons or 10% sell-ons.
Yeah, I'm confident Aronson will do well, especially since Jack Harrison did so well. He came from MLS. That's really where he cut his teeth.
He's done well. He just hasn't. For the players that have moved on that are expected to sort of quote unquote shine, you forget he went to Manchester City, but then got loaned out to a championship level club. So it's great that he's playing well, but he's not one of those players that has like a spotlight on them. He's also not American.
Right. I'm just saying, as far as this is why I think Brendan Aronson and Jack Harrison have a similar resume. And not that they're similar types of players necessarily, but I think Brendan Aronson could adapt well. The advantage I think Jack has over Brendan Aronson, and I think they kind of play similar positions. Did Aronson play on the right or the left usually?
Can he shift?
I think he can. He's moved around for the U.S.
Yeah.
I don't watch too many RB Salzburg matches. So some of the
one of us doesn't care.
The experts.
Actually, both of us don't care.
But I think he's not as not necessarily like good on the ball, but Jack Harrison has a great ability of maintaining possession while also advancing the ball forward. And Brendan Aronson, I think, is a better like dribbler and attacker.
I feel like he advances the ball in a smarter way. He holds onto the ball. He reminds me of like Odegaard in tight spaces.
You're talking about Aronson or
Aronson?
Okay.
Aronson is one of those players that you kind of can't really get the ball away from. Good at maneuvering, but also like what Odegaard does really well is if 2 or 3 players are starting to like collapse onto him, he's able to work his way out of that, but then also find a lot of open space. I see Brendan Aronson do that a lot.
Yeah.
He finds that open space, which allows the team to transition to more offensive.
But can he
attack.
do that in the Premier League?
Cold, rainy day.
That's what it's going to be a little bit tough. I'm trying to make that comparison with him and Jack Harrison. Jack Harrison adapted to the Premier League pretty well.
Yeah, but I see Jack Harrison more as an attacking winger, where Brendan Aronson's way more of a midfielder.
Okay, I can see that.
Ooh, midfielder.
Damn.
Bam, bam, bam.
All those dudes in the middle of the field, we don't respect them.
Damn, sorry, Messi.
Okay, that's fair. So because usually for the U.S., he's been playing more as a winger. Most of the time. Okay.
Michael Raymond said, need Pepe to do well ASAP. He's looking kind of mid. Michael Raymond already picking up on it. Nick Red said, Alexis talking to an agent. Careful, Christian. Alexis might be looking to transfer. The fees are too high. The
interesting thing, since we've been doing this show, we've befriended several soccer agents, football agents. Yeah, it's kind of surreal.
It started out where they wouldn't really talk to us.
Right.
But then they realized, like, oh, these guys aren't trying to break news. In fact, we can literally tell them all the secrets in the world. It doesn't fit the format of their show. Now we're cool with a lot more agents.
Right. So that's been like a cool thing, is so to get a little bit of insight into the lives of some of these players, because usually the agent, a lot of times the guests that we have on this show, it's often an agent that is like, I would love my player, my client to do your show, because they how the state of American media is nowadays. They can't, soccer players get no love.
That's right.
Okay.
By the way, I want to read Sporting KC Fan TV. Shouts to Sporting KC Fan TV. If you are a Sporting KC fan, that's the TV for you. Click, hit follow, subscribe. Talking to fam in Argentina, one of the big talking points is how MLS overpays players. I completely disagree. I was shocked when I heard this. Maybe it's a dig on the MLS.
Right. So it's a.
I think the Argentinian league pays like $200,000 max to its players.
Really, I have no idea what the what
I'm sure there's a couple of people
salaries
making
and
like
stuff.
$1 million here and there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think from conversations I've had, Argentinian leagues don't have the money to pay tons of players,
Right.
Because there's just not like the TV rights deals and the brand deals. So that's why a lot of these players love to move to Europe. But overpaying, they must be talking about overpaying like superstars. Because when Tevez went to Boca, didn't he make like $400,000, and that was considered like, holy gee, what are you gonna do with all this money?
Well, maybe it's like players like Ezekiel Barco and some of the maybe the younger stars that are getting a fair amount of money, because
we have bought a lot of young players from Argentina.
Because it seems like if players go to Europe, if an Argentinian player goes to Europe, I don't see anybody in Argentina complaining, right?
No,
it seems you're happy for them, but I think the stepping stone, MLS being a stepping stone for Argentinian players to go to Europe would be a huge advantage for Argentina, for the United States, and for Europe.
Look, instead of getting bought by a big name team in Europe and then being loaned out to some team in Finland, you go to a team in MLS. You learn at a physical league, but you learn at a slightly faster paced, I think, league than most South American leagues. Right? Bar your bigger ones like Argentina. You learn in a professional atmosphere. Your money gets paid, right? Someone said here,
Robin. Right?
Yeah, Robin said, didn't Argentinian players like not get paid for a year? Look, the one thing you hear players talk about MLS all the time is the check clears.
Yeah.
It's always direct deposit hits every time, on time. So you learn in this atmosphere. You don't get the superstar treatment in MLS that you would in other countries, but your family's a little bit safer in the sense that no one knows who you are, no one's trying to kidnap you, no one's trying to take your children for ransom money. So you get to live here, and then if you do well here, you get that big move to some big European club. It sounds like the right way to do it. In my eyes.
Sure. Yeah. All those things you mentioned were horrifying. It seems like a logical decision. Yeah. Based on those options.
Look,
Justin
if you want
Freeberg.
to get kidnapped, I mean, it's up to you.
Hey, look, if that's what you're into, I'm not gonna, we're not here to kink shame. Justin Freeberg said Ezekiel Barco.
Also, Halo said Barlow's Tevez.
Which are all great.
These dudes are the mid version of the regular players. My favorite was my homie always used to say, like, I don't know, pick a like Balonzo Morning, and he'd be like, yeah, he'd say like Alonzo Borning, right? And be like, yeah, that's Alonzo Morning's brother. And we're like, that's not how siblings work. You don't get a different name. You know what I mean?
Bay Raguna said Miguel Almiron should be the South American blueprint for young South Americans. Yeah, obviously from Paraguay going to Atlanta, and that set the path.
He opened the floodgates a little bit,
especially even Arthur Blank saying like, okay, we see
like Arthur Blank check.
Okay, it's like the Argentina and South America might just be like the Silk Road, just bringing in some of this
illegal website, bro.
Bringing in some of this talent in and making some money on the sell off. Almiron is also he's an interesting name because Newcastle. From what I hear, he is going to be part of Newcastle. He wants to be part of Newcastle's plans,
of course,
for the future. Yeah. But I think they're fielding some offers for him. I heard Everton might be interested. A couple teams in the Premier League might be interested in
Premier League quality, so I'm glad he's staying. And I do want to bring up, we were talking about some of the bigger teams in MLS. Obviously, right now, top of the power rankings, if you follow MLS's own power rankings, is NYCFC. I believe only 11 or 12 games played. They have essentially a game in hand with the teams that have played the most. They're 2 points out of top position, right? Looking pretty good. But superstar striker already looking good. I believe he has 7 goals on the season. 7 goals on the season.
Who are you talking about?
Tati Castellanos. Who the hell am I talking about?
Yeah, I don't know who you're talking about. Okay, yeah.
Sean Johnson, superstar striker. Tati Castellanos, being rumored with a link to West Ham United.
Yeah, that's the name. The name of the club that keeps coming up. It was before it was Leeds. It was West Ham. I think there was another club.
West Ham was always in there. Aston Villa was rumored for a little bit. There was a lot of rumors for teams in Spain.
Yeah.
I believe Mallorca was the one. I want to say Mallorca, which I don't think they're in the top flight.
Yeah, I think they got relegated this season.
Yeah. But there was a lot of rumors back and forth. But there was a lot of fear last season that he would be leaving after
MLS Cup.
MLS Cup. And then there was a renewed fear that if he didn't, maybe he wouldn't start the season hot, and some of that sort of desire to bring him into a bigger club would go away. And that's completely gone away. He's 6 goals, looking great, looking midseason form. Absolutely incredible.
Yeah, in the first couple games, it took a couple games for him to score a goal. Then he had that 4-goal game. I forgot against who it was.
Cena Radcliffe said, Blarther or blank check.
Oh, just haven't said Mallorca stayed up. Okay, they did. I did not know.
Oh,
that. All right, good
shouts
for them.
to Mallorca.
Bayer
Gunnar says superstar striker. You must mean Jizz. Jizz Hornkamp, everyone.
Look, I think the conversation now is what will NYCFC do to replace Tati? That is probably.
You got Abear.
Yeah, look, and there's been conversation. I've been seeing it on Twitter as well with NYCFC fans. Really, look. Not that Eber, after coming back from the injury, he's not himself. But when you compare him to Tati Castellanos, it's a stark difference, right?
Yeah, of course.
They play a different type of game. Tati is definitively holds onto the ball so well. He wins headers so often. For a dude that is like really not that tall.
He has that Ronaldo-esque jumping ability.
He got that dog in him.
Yeah.
You know what they say? Okay? He got that dog in him.
He listening to that. Don't know what mids is, but he knows that.
He really does.
He's a goal chaser.
Yeah.
Where Abear is more of a finesse, way more of a Brazilian sort of like, Arsenal style player where it's like tap and touch.
Right.
Whereas Tati is just like he's
kind of relentless,
Yeah, he's a bit of a fighter jet. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like he's constantly attacking the goal. And what I love about him, and what I think West Ham fans might hate about him, is his ability to, his talent to, get really close to the grass whenever he's touched. He has a showmanship about him.
Right. Which is, look, if he's on your team, you love it. If he's not,
does that fit the Premier League though?
I mean, look, they say this about a bunch of players. Richarlison is one of them. Like
he's got that Richarlison dog.
Okay,
for sure.
It's you learn to adapt. You live with it. And look, if he's scoring a bunch of goals, nobody's gonna.
How do you feel
care.
about that talent that Richarlison has as well?
I think
I don't want to call him a diver.
No, I think it's look. It can work in certain situations, but then if referees catch on to it, they're gonna not call calls that you probably do deserve. So I would say probably don't do it. Anthony Gordon, with the last couple matches ago, he did it for there was like a 3-4 game stretch where he got caught, he got yellow carded for a dive, and there was a time when he deserved the penalty and didn't get it, probably because boy who cried foul or penalty or whatever. So
who cried ow?
So look, I'm not the biggest fan of it, but if the team is winning, I don't care. I think I would probably say most people probably kind of feel that way. Okay.
Nick Red said, as a Rebel fan, I'm very much hoping for a transfer soon. Wouldn't you love it? Barry Guna said, how about former MLS legend Zlatan winning in Italy? NYCFC should bring him in. What? Heard he's a pretty humble guy. Oh, you must be talking about Zlatan Ibrahimovic, bro.
Well,
can Tati stay on his feet enough at West Ham? Well, that's what we're talking about.
Right. I want to talk about this real quick because the player.
Thomas said, "Ooh, what you say?" All right, yeah, he does. There's a lot of snipers.
There's a couple things I want to talk about. I want to make sure the USMNT roster did come out, so we'll talk about that in a moment. But you'll
get my honest reaction to it because I haven't seen it.
The player salaries came out for MLS, and the highest paid player in the league is Shaqiri at 8.1 something million per season.
Working out well.
This is you're really betting the house that Shaqiri is gonna, I mean, he's probably one of the highest paid MLS players ever, without a
No.
doubt. Who got paid more?
Wouldn't Insigne be higher paid when he came
I'm
in?
saying right now. But look, he's clearly one of the highest paid ever. Who was making that kind of money? Villa was making that kind of money. I think he was maybe even making 7.
No, they were all making 7.
If anybody in the
might
chat
be.
can remember, I don't recall anybody making as much money as Shaqiri currently is. But with that, I want to bring up the list and so we can see like kind of the top 10. Oh man, it's gonna be a tough place to find it. If anybody can send me the link, please do so. The salary release, here it is. Okay.
There we go.
Let me get the.
What do they have? Just the averages?
Yeah, this is. Well, I mean, these are a couple interesting points to discuss. Just in the average annual growth in base salaries, which is obviously good to see. These are the roster spots. So there's been growth at every position. So players are getting paid more in MLS. You know, when we started our show in 2015, the league minimum was like $60,000. There were some players that we interviewed that it was remarkable.
We were making money and we were making more than them.
So good on that. I gotta find the specifics. The MLS base salary growth is there. Double-digit growth from over the year from 397,753. These are the non-DPs.
I just texted to you.
Okay, cool. Let me. I'll bring it up right now. But hearing that Shaqiri is the highest paid player, what are your first reactions to something like that?
It makes sense because how are you going to lure this player in? But you way overpaid for a guy who was a backup at Liverpool.
Argentinians should be losing their minds over this.
This is what they're talking about.
This is accurate. Totally makes sense to be shocked by this because
Here's the most shocking part. He's getting 8.15 million. 8,153,000 guaranteed compensation. Chicharito playing in Los Angeles 6. If you click on base salary, it'll shift.
Oh, there it is.
Or you can do it by guaranteed. I'm shocked. You would imagine Chicharito would garner more money because of his ability. Are there that many Swiss in Chicago,
right,
or Albanians? Because he cares well. Which, by the way, saying that at Citi Field, there was a whole section of people wearing red, and I was like, "Oh, weird that there would be Chicago fans." And someone told me, "No, those are all the Swiss people that showed up."
Oh, that's so cool.
There was like maybe 60 to 70 Swiss people that were there to meet.
Okay.
Shaqiri.
So good on that. Yeah, if any Fire fans are in the chat, let us know if there's a Swiss fans in the stadium.
A lot of raclette being served out.
But look at this. Yeah, look, Shaqiri, guaranteed 8.1 million. Chicharito was 6, and Gonzalo Higuain with a little bit under 6. Look, when you look at these numbers, the one that stands out as a very surprising is Josie.
You think so?
Because of the last couple years he's had. Look, but that was a contract he agreed to, and then the Revs. Do they do? His contract is totally with the Revs. Like the Revs are paying him this. It's not split between him and Toronto, right? They don't do that in MLS like they do with like a transfer or a loan where they pay some of the player's salary. That doesn't work. It's not. That's not happening here.
No, he is a New England player.
Yeah. So it's again seems like a lot. But again, get your bag if you have to.
You know what name surprises me right now? Franco Jara.
Hada. He is not Brazilian.
Sorry, from FC Dallas, making a guaranteed $3 million.
Yeah, but the FC Dallas
player,
yeah,
and they're playing really well.
But $3 million is not 8. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can live with it.
It's significantly less. It's less than half of 8.
Has Hada been starting?
Even like Gustavo Bo, who's here, he's making $2.7 million, and that guy constantly helps them win games.
Right. He's coming back from an injury, but deservedly so. And then when you see numbers,
Raul Ruiz,
right? It's like this is underpaid.
What are we talking about? $3.2 million.
He deserves a raise.
Victor Wanyama making $4 million or $3 million. Wow.
Yeah, but Montreal's been playing great.
Also, he's a great player, but he's a defensive midfielder.
Zico Barco's still on this list with $2.2 million. But then, $4 million for Carlitos Vela. But
This is crazy that we release this, and we talk about this every year.
Yeah.
No other league would do this. If you did this in the Premier League, there would be fisticuffs flying.
because people get so mad at players making money and being successful.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, he doesn't deserve that money, that kind of money, the wages and all that
So
stuff.
the one thing I'm, towards the end of the season, I start to get tired of it. I'm there already, even though the season's ended. He doesn't play for the shirt. He doesn't play for the badge.
Yeah.
None of them do, bro.
Are we done? Can
None
we
of
move
them
on
do.
from this?
Yeah. What childhood bedroom wall
Yeah.
dream life do you live where
They're
you
not-
think anyone is playing for the badge on the shirt?
They're not playing for free. Okay.
No. I love how some people be like, I would play for this club for free, and you suck. That's why you don't play for the club, and that's why they wouldn't ask you to do it. If they did, that's why they wouldn't pay you.
Well, it's interesting because you see the posts from some of the from some of the Leeds players, some of the Everton players that were battling relegation. Like Dominic Calvert-Lewin said that this was the most mentally challenging year that he's ever had, and that it really challenged his like mental health. They needed to get help and talk to people, and it's like that there's so much at stake. So and the fans do as well. But no matter what job you have, if you have thousands of people every day messaging you, DMing you, saying something, or even in the
If
stands.
your identity was attached to how well you were an accountant or how well you were, you did your Excel spreadsheet that week, it'd be difficult.
Exactly. So you understand. This is why I'm fine with whatever athletes make, because their job is difficult. Yes, it's like people can be dismissive and be like, you get paid to kick a ball or hit a baseball or throw a ball into a net or whatever. And it's like, yeah, but you're still asking so much of these people.
Right.
And
they also have to be perfect all the time. But that's also why you're getting paid a lot of money.
Exactly. But obviously they are human, and they have, their lives are challenging in ways that we may not understand, regardless of how much money that they make. Right. They're being paid a lot of money, but it doesn't relieve them of any responsibility or problems or anything like that. So
somebody asked to look up what Tati Castellanos makes, and he is guaranteed $1,076,000 a season. Which, by the way, when they say a player in Europe makes blank per week, is that per week of the season or per week of the year?
That's a good question. I don't know. I'm going to assume per week of the season.
I'm going to assume it's per year.
I don't know.
You want to get paid in the off season as well, right?
I've actually.
This is like teachers.
This is guy who I hope maybe we can get on the show someday. His name is Isaac Rochelle. Mm-hmm. He plays for the Cleveland Browns. He's a defensive end, and he's an Arsenal fan as well.
I think I've seen this guy do interviews,
and he has a great TikTok where he explains like literally the day-to-day life of an NFL player. And one of the things people ask him like, how do you get paid week to week? And the NFL used to pay you throughout the season, and a couple years ago, in one of the collective bargaining agreements, they changed it to you get paid throughout the entire year, throughout the 52 weeks, or it's something like 47 weeks, something like that. And because NFL players were absolutely blowing through their money.
And then when they got to the summer, they didn't have any money.
They didn't have anything. They would be broke. So this is a way to be a bit more responsible.
Okay, Dennis Higgins said it's per week of the year.
Okay, so that's probably best.
That's probably the best.
Okay.
It's per year because they go off a yearly contract. Gotcha. Okay, so whatchamacallit? So then...
and there's only, 2 months that they would be not getting paid if it was...
What would be $1,076,000? What would that be divided by 52?
Okay, I'm glad we're doing this.
He's making $20,000 a week. That's low level.
Okay, yeah, that's
Premier League.
It's about what Cooligans makes.
Yeah.
All right, so that's I mean he can live.
Please join the Patreon.
we're there. We're there.
All of a sudden, I'm sweating. Things I've learned playing Football Manager. Hilarious. Athletes' average careers between 6 to 10 years. Got to make what money you can. I completely agree.
Things I've learned playing Football Manager. I should play Football Manager. I've never played it. I gotta figure it out.
River Plate's largest salary is $2.5 million, and it's Franco Armani. Yo, Sporting KC Fan TV is wild Argentinian, bro. He's probably so Argentinian he doesn't consider himself Latino. He's going to start telling us he's related to Javinko and Insigne. That's how Argentinian this guy is.
Love it. Love it. Thank you for the insight.
That's right. Yo, tell your family they got trash pizza in Buenos Aires, by the way. Sorry, how to do it. Fugazeta? More like Fugazi. Huh?
Nick Red said, I did not come here for the math lessons. I agree.
By the way, my head hurts just doing that, and I use the calculator.
Okay.
How about this? Here's real quick. Can you put that back on the screen?
Well, yes, I can. What do you want to look at?
Go to the top compensation.
Okay. With Shaqiri?
Yeah. All right. So I just want to do the first 5. Worth it? Yes or no?
Okay. Let's do it.
What do you think?
Shaqiri.
I mean, so far, look, we don't have a lot to pull from.
We don't.
We have a third of a season.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad. We have some information in front of us. Based on that, the man's already earned a third of 8, whatever that is, about $2 million, maybe 3. Get closer to $3 million. $2.5 million so far. $2.5 million well spent.
No. Shaqiri's a no so far, but anything can happen.
Do you think a player of his ilk will be worth it by the end of the season? You pay someone $8 million to bring you ticket sales and a championship. This team ain't winning no championship.
I don't think they're getting a championship, but could they make the playoffs? Look, they were undefeated.
You ain't paying $8 million to make the playoffs.
Chicago has to. Chicago's they haven't made the playoffs since like 2013.
I really hope there's like 50,000 Albanians per week that want to come see this guy play.
They got to do what they got to do. They've had a couple players like deals fall through, and it is tough for them to get players. So if they have to pay a higher price because the team is not good and they're trying to establish themselves again, they're playing in a new stadium. Yeah, they got to do what they got to do. They got a new owner. I'm fine with them taking the risk.
Bay Araguna says Shaqiri deserves to be paid in gully bucks, which is great. Left my ass off. Argentina is 66% Italian. Blame the Italian who forgot how to make pizza. They absolutely did. And by the way, 66% Italians. Y'all Latino now. Deal with it. Whatchamacallit? I would say Shaqiri may be worth it in the sense that he will bring you marketing opportunities. But I don't think you're going to get $8 million worth. No. Now, number 2,
Chicharito.
100% worth it.
100% worth it.
In fact, I'd even say this is a good deal.
This is a great deal. This is a bargain bin.
$6 million.
$6 million for Chicharito.
Wow.
The leading goal scorer for the Mexican national team. No, this is a no-brainer.
Steal.
You bring him.
A steal.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So no, obviously, and he's been pretty good, especially the beginning of the season. He had a strong start.
And the biggest fear you have with DPs is, will they actually care? He cares.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great deal. Number 3.
Gonzalo Higuain.
No. Not a good deal. $5.8 million?
Not a good deal. And if Fabian Herbert was reading this, he'd be like, fuck that guy.
Yeah, fuck that guy and his deal. Should we look up how much Fabian Herbert's made? We'll do that after this, maybe. Okay. Alejandro Pozuelo of Toronto FC.
Totally worth it. Great signing.
You think 4.7 might be a little high?
I'm good with it, man.
For the quality he brings?
Absolute superstar.
He is. Very good.
Love him.
Very good. I'd say he's more of a $2 to $3 million player. You might have overpaid, but you got a lot of taxes in Canada.
But Toronto is...
I don't think they get paid in Canadian. They get paid in American.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good question.
Joseph Martinez at $4 million.
A little over 4? Oft injured, though.
Look, he got injured. It was a bad injury. He hasn't really been the same since.
He is the face of the club.
Yeah.
And now he's doing Gillette ads in English.
This is shout out to George Sanchez Telo, who sent us this tweet that I never saw.
This is a couple months old, or 2 months old now, right?
This was April 16th, but Joseph did a...
did you just pull everything out?
Alexa's shutting down the stream. He did an ad for Gillette.
In English,
which his English is great.
I think these are the only words he knows in English.
No. His English is great. He's been working on it, and he's been doing interviews in English, so all credit. But when he got to Atlanta, he did not speak English, but now he is, I would say fluent for sure. Okay, but he did do an ad, but it's nice to see, foreign players embrace and getting the bag, the American marketing bag.
He said he wanted to be the face of Atlanta. He wanted to stay here, make a home here.
And now his armpits are.
Yeah, now he's out here making that Gillette money, bro.
But let's play. It's a short ad, 6 seconds long, but here goes.
I use Gillette Clear Gel because it goes on clear with instant sweat and odor protection. I use Gillette Clear.
I swear he recorded each of those words individually and they strung them together.
No, bro.
I'm telling you. I don't think he said that as a sentence.
And you know what? Also, you're welcome, Gillette, for the free advertising.
Yeah. By the way, give us that bag, bro. You think I can't say I use Gillette?
Don't play him.
My armpits.
Do not play Joseph Martinez. That dude is look.
My guy recorded word for word. That sounded like Siri.
Look, did he have to do a couple takes? Maybe.
Maybe.
But he can construct sentences perfectly fine in English. He's great at it. So
Hollow 401 just asked me, has Alexis ever tried Cuban pizza in Miami? I have, and you are right, it is horrific. Shouts to Cuba. Joseph Martinez, absolutely worth it. I do want to read Sporting KC fans that Higuain never played. Joseph earned it. Bay Area going to say Higuain robbed MLS. Thomas 19064 said all 5.8 million of Higuain's money spent on cartons of cigarettes.
Right? Okay.
Bay Area going to say Higuain only plays between cigarette breaks. Bro, the guy's got to get a hydration break, bro.
Sure, dude. He's earned it.
Go back to the rankings. Did we do the top 5?
No, I think we only got to 4. I think that was Martinez. Let's go back to that.
Who's the 5th?
Josie. Yeah, we talked about that. Obviously.
Josie at $4 million? No.
Nah, man. He got
he was worth that at one point.
a couple years.
Should he still get paid that? Yeah, he should still be getting a bag from somebody.
Right. But look, he's not starting for the Revolution. Obviously, I wonder if he should play in the Open Cup match against NYCFC this Wednesday, tomorrow. So that we'll see. I think he has now become like a utility guy.
Right.
He's not, and then Revs got rid of Bunbury, right? Or where's he? Where'd he go?
Bunbury is at Montreal, no?
Where'd he go? Cincinnati? Where did Teal Bunbury go? Please let me know. But
Nashville, that's right. We were just talking about it in Nashville.
Right. So, yeah, look, he's not the same. He's not the same player. And look, I think we're in the latter stages of Josie's career, unless something wild changes. But he dealing with a lot of injuries. But obviously, look, whatever he can contribute to the Revs, Arena brought him for a reason and felt wanted to pay him this. So clearly he believes he has something left in the tank. Okay, let's. I want to go over the USMNT roster.
Yes, very important
for these upcoming matches. The matches are going to be. Where are the matches? Who are we playing? Everybody?
These are all friendlies, right? Or Nations League?
Friendlies. I think the next window is all friendlies, I believe. We can just look at their Twitter. Tyler Adams won the. DFB Pokal.
So I was listening to someone mention it, and they said DFB in German, and I was like, "Oh, is there another cup I don't know about?"
You reposted the photo of him with the glasses. With
go scroll up.
Is it? But this is not our Twitter. Oh, here we go. Oh yeah, dude, this is a good one. This is a classic, bro. I'm happy if obviously to see a USMNT player win silverware.
Hopefully on his way out of Germany.
Well, hopefully,
because I want him to go play in the Premier League. I think Tyler Adams deserves it.
He is an Arsenal fan, right? That's
rumor is, we don't know. Allegedly, would love to have him at Arsenal.
Where would whose position would he take? Xhaka, Granit Xhaka. You're not gonna take.
No, I think he would be our right back.
Really?
Yeah. Tomiyasu, I'm a little worried about his ability to be there for the entire season. And under zero circumstances do I want Cedric Suarez to ever wear an Arsenal shirt ever again. The fact, I think it was Arteta just said, like, he's done a great job for us, and we think he can still provide. I'm like, do not say that, because either you're trying to sell him for a good value while you're saying that, or what I fear is you're already letting the fans know, hey, he debutized well when Tomiyasu was out, so we're gonna he worked well in a pinch, so we're gonna keep him. I think Tyler Adams does that.
So it's
and his ability to come into the midfield would be huge.
So 2 friendlies, against Morocco and Uruguay on June 1st and June 5th, and then Nations League starts up against
Grenada and El Salvador.
and El Salvador. Okay, and then we go to World Cup. So the
Okay. All of a sudden, it all feels too soon.
okay, so let's take a look at the roster real quick. Goalkeepers: Ethan Horvath, Zach Steffen, and Matt Turner. I think the surprise here when the roster came out was Gaga Slonina announcing that he is not going to be playing for Poland. He's going to play for the U.S. He put out a long,
Too long, if you ask
four
me.
four images with with the whole message. And actually, shout out to Morgan Tenza. He used photos that she captured as those were the background
Right.
Of his statement. But look, I think this is a big. I think it's a big deal because clearly Greg Berhalter convinced him to look, you're gonna get an opportunity. It may not be. It's not gonna be this World Cup.
I think he saw how Zach Steffen
Dude.
played, and he was like, I'm 18. I don't need to really be starting. Well, how old is he now? 19, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
I don't need to really be starting for the next 5 years. 2026, I think he's got a real good shot, especially when you see this rumor. I don't know if you saw this. I didn't put it in the Slack. But Wolves, rumor is Wolves have put in a bid for him. Wolverhampton has put in a bid for him. Now, officially, they have not. Someone has tweeted out, officially has not received. Tom Bogert said Chicago Fire have not received a bid from Wolverhampton for U.S. Youth National Goal Team kicker Gaga Slonina, despite the rumors of the deal being close. Wolves indeed among clubs seriously interested, but nothing close yet. Slonina, 18, expected to be the most expensive teenage goalkeeper since Gigi Buffon. Now, Wolves apparently are not the only ones because USMNT Only has also tweeted this, that they are facing competition from Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, and Chelsea. Please not Chelsea. But Chicago Fire, 18-year-old Chicago Fire goalkeeper Gabriel Slonina, figure around £3 million deal from Wolves. But again, those three major clubs, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, and Chelsea. Of all the teams competing for him, where do you think would be best for his development?
For his development,
he's going to develop because he's not going to start in Europe at 18.
No, not at all. Development, I would say development probably Wolves, but then also the opportunity to play sooner would probably be Wolves, right?
You said Wolves for both.
I know what I'm saying. Develop. I guess so. Sorry. For his opportunity, it's sort of strange because I think he will develop faster if he's playing in important matches.
I don't think he starts in Wolves. I think Premier League.
I think of all the teams that you suggested, that he could start first at Wolves than any of the others. He's not Mendy is at Chelsea.
He said bye Poland instead of Poland.
Oh, wow.
Barraguna says, speaking of the truth, said there will always be a market for American keepers, which is true. Remember, by the way, Justin Freeberg also says, shouts to Morgan, shouts to Morgan. I'll put Baba Blonina. Everybody knows him. That's how he's been playing. I gotta be honest.
Last couple weeks,
he's been Baba Blonina, which I think I was speaking to some Chicago Fire fans after the match, and they were like, we might have to bench him.
No, I wouldn't put it on him. I wouldn't put it on him.
He has made some mistakes. He's made some silly mistakes. He's 18.
Obviously
has developed.
The Red Bull one was. Did you see that one when
Brutal.
he let the ball? I mean, he really just slipped out of his hands. Those are gonna happen. But he has more, incredible stops than he has mistakes like that. So
to your point about where he goes and starts, whoever buys him is probably going to loan him back to Chicago for the rest of the season anyway.
Right.
It's a World Cup year. You're not going to give him the summer off and then find him a place to loan him out. Next season, he might be getting loaned out. If he goes to Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, or Chelsea, Chelsea guaranteed to loan him out. That's just how they do business. I could see that causing a bit more of a speed to his development if he gets loaned out, and I could see that happening faster everywhere but Wolves. So I'll actually disagree with you. I don't think Wolves is the best place for him to go, but I do think Wolves bring him into camp and consider him a part of their plans.
Right, yeah. I think, look, at Chelsea, playing under Mendy would be incredible. At Real Madrid, behind Thibaut Courtois would be unbelievable. So look, just the fact that his name is being mentioned amongst some of these clubs, and even if he's a backup to some of these keepers, it would be
just
tremendous
to have
for his development.
Hallow put it, for development, Germany is doing great things. Bayern Munich would be great. Real Madrid would be a dream. To have a player at Real Madrid, an American player, even if it's a backup goalkeeper,
huge.
who cares?
I mean, I would pick playing time over anything else because look at the
but dude, you're going against Benzema in training. Even if you're the third keeper, that's good. You probably will get loaned out, even if you're at Real Madrid. You're probably not going to stay there. But you're talking about just to be training with them, to be on the books at Real Madrid would be pretty big for an American.
As far as a notoriety and stuff like that, but are you trying to win World Cups or are you just trying to be on the bench for most of the season?
You know me, I'm a big vibes guy, you know?
Because look, the keepers that we do have right now are not start. I mean, obviously Matt Turner is starting right now, but once he goes to Arsenal, he is not a start. He will not be starting.
Thomas said Chelsea need to go on hoarders and get their life straightened out. They do got mad young players on loan.
Right. Isn't the Premier League like changing the rules so they have to minimize how many?
Yeah, they gotta sell a lot of their youth players. Also, it's a rumor that if the sale doesn't go through by the end of the week, Chelsea's not in the Champions League, which would move down to their position would go to Arsenal.
I did hear that. Yeah, I mean they're gonna sort it out.
They'll be fine. They'll also probably get an extension, but
okay. All right.
So if you're Tyler Adams, still a chance.
Okay, let's talk about the midfielders real quick. Nothing too shocking here, except the. Georgia Mihailovic getting the call up, which is huge, awesome. And well deserved after the.
Is that the name that stands out to you the most?
No, the dude that switched from Germany, Malik Tillman. He switched from.
Supposed to be good.
Yeah, he plays at Bayern.
Yeah.
He switched from the obviously representing Germany. He's playing for the U.S. He played for the U.S. in the.
Isn't it Malik?
I don't know. Please correct me if I'm wrong. So we'll see what how he fits into to this squad. So
also Joe Scally.
Joe Scally is another one. I saw this was a weird thing. I saw Borussia Mönchengladbach. They made they tweeted out a graphic with Joe Scally, and they put out the quote from Greg Berhalter. Of what he said, and he basically the quote was just like the graphic was just like all these stripes and lines.
He's like putting a sword through a line,
and then the quote is just like, well, Joe's gonna get playing time. We don't know where or when, but I will make sure he gets some minutes in these 4 matches. I'm like, why make
He's at the top of a mountain with a lightning striking his sword?
Why make this huge graphic for this very mid quote?
Oh, see, by the end of the show, he's learned.
Okay, they call callbacks, baby.
Michael Raymond corrected our pronunciation. He said it's Blalik. Not yet.
Thank you.
You have to play badly before we're allowed to do that.
And then at forward, probably the biggest shock here is Haji Wright getting the call up. So
what?
Yeah, no Pepe. Look, from what I've understood,
Haji Wright is alive.
Where is he playing? I don't even remember.
He was at
in Turkey.
He was at Schalke 2.
Oh, okay.
Remember, he went to Cosmos to avoid MLS ruining his transfer to Europe.
I don't remember that.
You don't remember this? So he was like, Haji Wright was like, I know the game. I know how it's played. He went to Cosmos. He signed with Cosmos early so that he could avoid getting drafted in MLS, so that MLS wouldn't interfere or be a part of the negotiations for his transfer to Europe, which had already been agreed upon, but because he was under 18, they couldn't finalize it. So Cosmos basically said, yo, we won't get in the way. They signed him to Cosmos 2, if I'm not mistaken. And the last I heard of him, he was at Schalke 2. But let's look at where he is, because, Haji Wright, first of all, he's got to be 26 now.
I don't know. I've not kept up with him.
24. He's still young.
Yeah, dude.
He plays for Antalya Spor.
Yeah, he's in Turkey.
My favorite club since
just a rule of thumb: if you ever see Spore at the end of any name,
don't breathe it in.
That is, you're playing in Turkey, my friend.
What? How many goals? 14 goals,
bro. You're getting buckets,
bro. My dude is a bucket.
Let's see what he can do. Okay.
Holy shit! Hold on, I want to pull up his FOD mob real quick. I just want to see. what his rating is. Again, 24, young. A 7.04 rating, 14 goals and 2 assists in 32 matches. That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, and who's what am I forgetting his name? The Canadian that plays in Turkey as well for Besiktas.
Not Jonathan David. No,
Orlando. They played in Orlando.
Kyle Aaron.
Kyle Aaron, so those these are Kyle Aaron numbers.
Yeah. Well, he's on loan. So who is he technically?
Don't know.
Oh, he plays for Sanderski.
In Denmark. Okay.
The powerhouse of Sanderski.
Guna said everyone knows the Cooligans are the biggest Turkish Super League channel.
All right.
All right.
Oh, FC Cooligansaspor. Hell yeah, dude.
It's pretty wild. You're following soccer and playing FIFA. You start getting all this knowledge about all these leagues all over the world, and like have all this useless information in your head.
Bro, Hollow 401, who's been killing it today, by the way. Put Baji Bright banging in goals all over Turkey. He's coming in hot.
Okay, so I'm interested to see what these
Atiba Hutchinson also playing in Turkey.
Yeah,
ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, dude.
Atiba Hutchinson,
who scored the goal in the World Cup qualifier that came off his back. Remember, he wasn't even looking.
Yo,
dude, still got it. He still got it.
Atiba Hutchinson, 39 years old.
Sporty KC Fan TV said very interesting to see this Uruguay game. Big practice for the World Cup matches. Yeah, the U.S. against Uruguay is going to be an interesting one. Even I think Morocco as
I'm
well.
just interested to see what team Uruguay comes in with, because they're in a big transition. They just got rid of a manager they had for 20-something years.
Mm-hmm.
Big transition.
It's Miguel Alonso, right?
Yeah, the dude from MLS.
Yeah. Is it Miguel Alonso?
No, what's his name?
I forgot his name. I could be wrong. Something Alonso. Okay. So the what was I gonna bring?
You were gonna talk about NWSL.
Yes, I just want to look. Still the
Diego Alonso.
Diego Alonso. Thank you. I was still up top. The expansion teams are in first and second place. San Diego Wave. Happy for it's wild because the goalkeeper for San Diego Wave, Kaylin Sheridan, former the homie, former Gotham FC goalkeeper. The other goalkeeper, the goalkeeper for Angel City FC, is Didi Haricic, backup goalkeeper for Gotham FC. And they're both
doing well.
Both thriving.
Hey, look at Brad Stuver.
Oh, sure.
Over in Austin, also doing really well.
Former NYCFC keeper, but the look, it's still a little surprising to see these teams settle in so well.
Got them 2 losses in a row, but they banged against the goalpost. How many times?
Just
really unlucky.
You can't beat Goalpost FC. Everybody knows that.
That's one backup keeper that is really doing well.
You know what? To my understanding, the goalpost, the crossbar, and both posts never given up a goal.
Yeah, man.
They've been
really tough. Sometimes I think 1 or 2 of them squibbed in after hitting, after parrying the ball.
But huge for both of the expansion teams, and then Gotham sitting in 10th place. I mean, this is been a difficult start. Obviously, they lost a couple players to the COVID protocol, but it's frustrating because the moves that Gotham made, they really they went all in. They were to get rid of two of your goalkeepers
and bring in Ashlyn, Ali, Christy Mewis. I think I'll wait to see how it all comes about. It's kind of early still.
Very much so, but
early enough though to tell you North Carolina Courage ain't doing this year, bro.
Hold on a second, we'll get to that. But I think the biggest challenge has been in replacing Ali Long, who is obviously out for maternity.
Currently pregnant with twins.
Right. So to have a player, if you ever look at any of Ali Long's
passing,
stats, it's just really
her passing accuracy is
like
in the 90s.
It's always 98% passing accuracy. Just we interviewed her on the show and was talking about how she developed her game by playing futsal. Yeah. And this is why she's so good on the ball.
She used to love playing in Queens.
Right.
Those Latin indoor games.
Right.
Where she was called like what was it?
Blanquita.
Blanquita and La Rubia.
La Rubia.
Right?
Right? This is how you grow as a
Bro.
player.
I tell you, they just look at you and the first thing they see is your nickname, bro.
Okay. If you don't think Alexis is called Gordito in any family gathering, or
Okay, actually, I'm called Chinito.
Chinito. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm called Gordito. No.
No, I'm also called Chinito Gordo, which is
I get called flaco, flaquito, you know, ¿por qué no está comiendo?
Javier goes, ¿a dónde está el moreno?
Right?
And I was like, ese va a casar. He goes, no.
Bro, yeah.
He goes, no, con una mujer. I was like, yeah, bro. He was intimating we were getting married.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
But that's how it is.
Yeah, dude, shouts to Matt Javier.
So let's talk about.
Ooh, by the way, Matt Javier bought 100 beers for the next 100 beers that people purchase after him at Citi Field.
He did do that.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Remember, we were like, you will never do this in New York. Bro.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
too much. He's like, he doesn't care.
Okay, yeah. If you never heard of Matt Javier, he's a Chicago Fire fan. And you know the name suits him perfectly.
Chris Matassa put, yes, Ali Long's sister, Ali Bong. You get it. Now you understand how the game works, bro.
So,
Beth Blanco. Bel Flaco. I can't even say it.
What is
That's El Flaco.
okay, right. Okay.
Good Sporting KC fan TV said, I won't speak on the nicknames in Argentina. Do not. Do not, because you, much like Luis Suarez and Cavani, will be banned.
Okay.
Even though they are Uruguayan.
A little too casual.
By the way, someone put like the game against Uruguay is going to be really fun. It's out of
This
hand.
is absurd.
It's absolutely out of hand.
I understand. Maybe the people in the chat, it's like one of those you had to be there, but there's no way people listening to this are like, can you stop? Can you stop with this stupid?
I bet you they're laughing along and going, God damn, I'm stuck in Bradford again, bro. I'm going to be late for work.
Okay, I want to talk about this because the North Carolina Courage, they played against San Diego, and I believe.
Let's give people a truncated,
I just want
not reading all
I just
of
want to give a little bit of context because
basically they signed a bigot,
hold on, right,
and now people aren't showing up to the games and they stink.
Sure, that's definitely the Cliff Notes
Right?
Version.
But
San Diego, they lost. Okay, but I want to make this clear. So North Carolina Courage, obviously they're playing in Cary, North Carolina. San Diego Wave went over there. Alex Morgan plays for them. They sold like 6,000 more tickets because
Right.
people wanted to see Alex Morgan.
Alex Morgan is a name especially in women's soccer, dude. People show up specifically for her.
in soccer overall. She's an absolute superstar. One of
Yeah.
the most recognizable American players in the world, without a doubt. But
one of the most marketable names.
yes, and then so there was at the press conference after the game, there were questions fielded to Merritt Mathias, who plays. I think she's a fullback. I forgot where she played, but I remember seeing her at. We saw her at she was injured during the NWSL championship game when North Carolina won a couple years ago. But
She
spectacular
also
player,
known for not holding back in an interview, apparently.
right? Because she was asked about fan support. And this is a journalist. So the person who asked the question I saw this was in the tweet. This came from Mitch Northam. He covers the North Carolina Courage. This tweet was from Nicholas Schnitker, who was I probably either at the stadium or on the call where this question was fielded. But you can see the partial quote here. It says that there's been a very particular voice that has been heard in wanting to support the community, and personally, I don't think we've done a great job of that in the past years. That is a quote from Merritt Mathias.
If you pull up the quote, the actual screen cap, the first part is the fan support has wavered. It isn't a coincidence that Alex Morgan is playing and there are 6,000 people that are here. Previous games, the support has wavered, and there are reasons for that. And there are reasons why people are here that haven't wanted to spend their money or beliefs, and that is up to them.
Right. So
basically, intimating that people don't align with whatever
It's a.
I don't want to say what the club represents, but what what is happening maybe on the pitch.
And she mentions the player's name as
Yeah.
well, Jaylene Daniels, and this was all news when they brought back Jaylene Daniels. She was the player who was playing for the U.S. team and did not.
She pulled in what's his
Idrissa
name?
Gueye.
Idrissa Gueye.
Yeah, she did not want to play. And wear the rainbow colored numbers or
On her back.
on her back. And look, she has whatever views that she has. I've never been super clear to me exactly what they are, but
She changed her last name, right? She used to be Hinkle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But look, she retired
Trying
from
to hide.
she retired from soccer, and she came back, and then the Courage brought her back. A lot of fans were not happy about that decision, and they are voicing that with their
By not showing up.
So, and you see here, Merritt says everyone knows all these things, and I think bringing back Jaylene was a decision made by the club. And as a player who is part of the community, you have to work through those struggles. But that is what a team is about. So we bring this up because this is this was a decision by the Courage. Obviously, they have a whole other host of issues. A lot of players left because of the prior coach and everything that the aftermath of all of that. But this is one of the few times that we've heard it from a fellow club teammate of like, yo, we know why this is happening, and Merritt Mathias is saying, it's difficult to play here when there's not a lot of fans, and it's affecting our play, and we're not getting that support and encouragement that we're used to getting. Courage have won several championships. They've always been a good team.
They were unstoppable.
And now things are a little bit different. And she's calling out a teammate by name, and it's not anyone's.
But she said it's what a team's about, so she is saying like we're gonna have to figure out a way through this together.
Right, and it's a challenging thing, even for North Carolina Courage fans. Like, what they want to support the players, they don't want to support one particular one, and they want to have their voice be heard towards a club that they feel like is not listening to them by bringing in this player.
I mean, you've seen the reactions to her on social media. This is your core fan base. I think of business in two different ways. If let's say you're a restaurant and you have a specific menu and people aren't coming in, you're saying to yourself, yeah, but
hold on. David Meyer said, sounds like they're dealing with some consequence.
if you're listening to this, you are probably thinking yourself, this has to end. I promise you, I hope it never does. I hope it never does. Everyone's autocorrect is screwed. Whatchamacallit? I think there's a few Dipset fans in their 30s here. Wait, why? What are we laughing at?
Oh, I don't know.
Whatchamacallit? Shouts to Dipset, bro. By the way, Penguin said, I'm bonita. My sister's la chinita.
Okay.
Which is, what a nickname, bonita.
Yeah.
There's only two things. Either you're gorgeous or hideous. Those are the only two ways you're bonita, right? It's like a big guy called Tiny. You know what I'm talking about? Latino families are slick with it. Whatchamacallit? Dealing with the consequences. If you're a restaurant and you have a few regulars, but you're not doing great business, you have two ways of thinking, like, yo, we can't change the menu because then the people that are paying our bills won't show up.
Right.
But you're also never going to get bigger, right? Because this is what doing X equals, X equals Y, right? Like if you're doing this, you're going to get this result. So if you're North Carolina Courage, you have to ask yourself, do we sit back and wait and hope this changes, or hope that this person can make amends with the community, or the community will, respect beliefs that I think are pretty atrocious, if I'm being completely honest with you personally? Or do you say like, all right, this didn't work, you're out of here, Yeah, it's a tough position to put pretty much everyone in. I can't, if I'm just simply looking at the numbers and running a business, I can't see how the North Carolina Courage didn't see this happening. They knew this was going to happen. They just 100% knew. They thought they could get through it. Is she that valuable as a?
She's a good player.
As a midfielder, she's a midfielder, right? Or no, right back.
I think she's a right back.
Yeah.
She's a good player. Not taking anything away from that, but look, there's an easy way to possibly get through this like PR. It's just like she explains her views in a way that that don't completely come off as either hateful or dismissive, because she remember she made that video like after she retired. She did it felt like a mini documentary.
It was like a Christian Mingle video.
Yeah, it was strange, and it was just like, I'm, hold on to these beliefs, and this is what, and it's just like, but you could just say beliefs, but you're not saying what that you are, like, you're not being clear, like, you think this is, like, the way it comes off to me is like you think being gay is gross, and you don't want to say that because that will affect your job and your standing within your team. You don't
need to start using actual names, because for anyone just logging on, it sounds like you're chastising me personally.
Right.
So you need to,
bro. Look, figure it out. Go rewind if you need to,
bro. I completely agree with you, and I also she did what Carly Lloyd did with it's the culture, It's like you're using these things that don't have direct correlations to say what you want to say and hope you can get away with it. It ain't gonna work, and especially not with this fan base, bro.
Yeah,
your fan base has shown time and time again that if you are not progressive, if you don't care about the people that are paying for tickets, those people aren't going to pay for tickets. So if you have a player that's specifically saying, I don't even want to wear a set of colors that represents you as a human being, that shows, sort of nods to you and your community that have went through so much. If you don't even want to do that, if you don't even want to meet this community halfway, why the fuck would they pay for tickets? Why the hell would they come and play for you?
Yeah.
They're not. I mean, pay to watch you play. They're not. They're not going to bang on drums. They're not going to carry flags. They're not going to do anything for you.
Yeah.
Because you won't even wear a group of colors. You won't wear a prism of colors that's in the sky after it rains because of what it represents. And those are the people in the audience. And those people aren't going to come for you.
But it's so weird that this is the line that people draw. They don't want to wear a little rainbow thing because they feel like that is you're giving in to some belief that you do not hold. And it's like, well, then what is the belief that you don't hold? That these are
say
people. Just say it. That's what I'm saying.
Say it and take the consequences as they come. All right?
Just say the thing instead of pussyfooting around around your perspective. It's like, deal with the consequences of your beliefs if this is what you hold.
Understand this? That pussy is heterosexual. Does that make you feel better, Jaylene? By the way, just how input. What is it with all the bees? I must have missed something. Someone else said, just go. What was it? Michael Raymond said, just go with it, Jess. And now everyone's just putting all bee stuff in the chat. Hollow said, Alexis, my guy. Come on, you're mid for that comment. What did I make? Or are you joking around about him chastising me? Get your life figured out, Alexis. Christian going off on Alexis's pizza beliefs. Barley Bloyd. Out of nowhere, Michael Raymond.
Hollow 401 said pussyfooting, which sounds like its own thing.
Also, sounds like a dance craze from the early 2000s. Yo, you heard Stevie broke his ankle. Oh, he was pussyfooting, bro.
So, but I bring this up also because it last week,
Michael Raymond said, "It's not a rainbow; it's a rainbow."
because there was a tweet from someone who a lot of people love.
Can we categorize this in the "you didn't need to do this"?
You
homie.
didn't need to do this.
You didn't need to do this, homie.
But Kai Kamara, who's a homie, we're a fan of his. He's a fan of ours. He's always been really kind to us, really supportive. He's dealing with a lot of criticism, but he tweeted out about Idrissa Gueye, the PSG player.
He also doubled down. He's 10 toes right now. Which I don't agree with.
Plays for Senegal.
Also, Kai Kamara, Senegalese.
No, he's from Sierra Leone.
Is he Sierra Leone?
Yeah, dude.
So then you definitely didn't need to do this.
He's from Sierra Leone.
That's right. He is from Sierra Leone.
You see the flag right there in his.
I can't see that.
But he tweeted. He tweeted this tweet, and look. Idrissa Gueye plays for PSG. Did same thing.
Idrissa Gueye has been injured every time they've ever worn the rainbow colors.
Yeah, for like a Pride night.
Pochettino kind of threw him under the bus a little bit. Thankfully, actually, he said, "Well, he didn't play for personal reasons."
Right.
Which is kind of letting you know that he's purposely missed every Pride night game because in Senegal it is illegal to be gay.
Okay.
Did you know that?
I did not know that.
It is. It's illegal to be gay.
Okay.
So he won't even support that.
Right.
But again, it's not illegal to wear pride colors or to say whatever.
In France.
In France. Also, if it's because of your strict Muslim beliefs, which are some people are saying, and my guy still wore alcohol on his chest when he was in the Premier League. He still wore an alcohol brand on his chest.
Right.
Do that Muslim, you wouldn't do that. He wore betting, which they're not allowed to have arrears. If you're Muslim, you're not allowed to have arrears. You're going to be wearing gambling on your chest. So something tells me this, for some reason, this topic stood out a little more than others.
So look, in the tweet, he basically is showing support for Idrissa Gueye and really just leaning into, it's the same.
D-Stew's not having it. He put personal reasons. My bad.
But this is, I think we have to move forward from not being clear about where you sort of stand with this stuff. I think this is why Kai Kamara's tweet really makes no sense, because and based on the following tweets, Kai is not saying that he is completely supportive of the LGBTQ community, and he is not trying to be against it in any way. But by showing support for Idrissa Gueye and like saying that he has to, don't challenge his freedom and human rights to hold these beliefs, you're not moving us all forward. He is not the victim here in any way.
No. Also, there's a difference in saying, look, it's a completely different situation. But when Irish players refuse to wear the poppy on their shirt, that is a sign of their country's, people being murdered, their soldiers dying. They're the ones who lost that war. I completely understand an Irish player saying, I don't want to wear the poppy. And when they don't, they say, my country suffered a lot for the thing you're supporting.
Right.
So I'll play here. I'll show respect. Right? I get along very well. We've moved on beyond it, but I'm not going to wear a thing that, hurts. The same way, like in 30 years, if there's a Ukrainian player playing in the Russian league, they're not going to wear a thing that shows some sort of umbrage with the Russian army. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not going to happen, right? But at least they open up and say, here's why I'm not doing the thing.
Yeah.
Say it. Stop hiding behind the I'm injured. Say it, and then we could all deal with what you've done and what you've said.
It's like it feels like you're being gaslit. You know what I mean? It feels like why do we have to feel crazy and figure out where you stand on this stuff when you can just be honest about it, whether you're being whether you hold some kind of prejudice, whether you have some sort of feeling about this. Like it's just a rainbow colors. Like realistically, who cares? Like,
also,
why is the stance that you really taking by not by taking the stance? Now we have to assume, oh, this person's a bigot. This person hates gay people.
Right, you put it now on us.
Now it's on us to be like, not to presume where you stand. But if you really have, you're fighting for this freedom to feel what you want and say what you want, then you're free to say it. Say the thing that you want to say.
And I don't think Idrissa Gueye was sitting around going, whoa, I hope I really get support from my good friend Bai Bamara. You know what I mean?
This is Bai Bamara behavior.
It really is. This right here, this is Bai Bamara mid as hell.
This ain't a good look. And it makes no sense. Look, and Kai's been responding to people, kind of like going back and forth. He's like, no, I'm completely supportive. And
by the way, from everything we know about Kai Kamara, he is very supportive of LGBTQ and he's a very inclusive guy. I've not heard anything to suggest opposite, which calls the point, like, ain't nobody, your name was not brought up once in any of this.
You could have been fine forever.
If somebody goes, yo, our house was broken into, and you go, hey, I was busy last night. Immediately people are like, well, why would you even? No one pointed the finger at you at all.
For real, dude. It's just wildly unnecessary. Look, I would love to maybe talk to Kai about this someday, or just to see where he stands, but it just seems so unnecessary. He also didn't need to, completely shit on, if he's friends with Idrissa Gueye, he didn't need to publicly shit on. Nobody's asking him to do that either.
You win by not saying nothing.
For real. For real.
No one's checking your WhatsApp to see if you're homies with this guy. You didn't have to say anything. And I think D. Stu makes a good point. You just got to be honest, baby. Bats, ball, bear, basketball, baby.
Now they're getting hard to read. All right.
This is starting to be. I'm with Jess. How did we get here? I know I'm the one who brought it up, but how did we get here?
So just pretty surreal, man. Look, it's disappointing. That's the main thing. It's disappointing to see this stuff. I think.
And if you're Kai, you maybe feel like you're being attacked for no reason. Think about what you did. You sided with a guy who is pissed off a lot of people and is coming across as a bigot. I'm not going to sit here and tell you he is, but your actions tell me you are, right? And then you did that without being asked the question. It's not like an interviewer was like, hey, you're from Sierra Leone. He's from Senegal. What are your thoughts on him now? No one asked you anything. You're not involved with PSG. You're not involved with anything. You've got nothing to do with this national team. You're not involved in this country's politics. Nothing. You were not asked. And then you just came out and supported this dude for no reason.
Just straight up Kool-Aid man broke through the wall. Hey, I got
something Kool-Aid man.
Something to say. Okay. All right. So let's wrap up. We've been on here for way too long. So
I'm not reading these anymore.
But thank you for hanging out with us, man. Seriously, it's been another fun and ridiculous show.
All right, I'm reading it. Justin Freebrick said Kai should have just blogged bout of Biss Twitter. And then G2 put breach, Justin, breach.
Okay.
I'm exhausted.
A couple things, everybody. Make sure our interview with Sarah Fuller, the Minnesota Aurora FC goalkeeper, and she kicked for the Vanderbilt men's football team. That interview is available now.
Incredible.
So go check that out. And then also on Thursday, right now, this is available on Patreon if you'd like to join, patreon.com/soccercooligans for early access to our interviews. But on Thursday, we'll release the interview publicly with Mike Jacobs, the GM for Nashville SC. We filmed that interview at a new studio we were trying out, WTF Media Studios, which is where the homie Alex Media from Flagrant 2 runs it, along with
Brilliant Idiots.
I hate that I forgot the girl's name that he.
I thought he owned it wholly himself.
Oh, I thought it was. I remember seeing it was both of them, but
shouts to both of them.
Yeah, I forgot her name. But shouts to both of them. We filmed that over there, and it was a lot of fun. The people, Patreon people, have already seen it and heard it, but it's available on patreon.com/soccercooligans right now, and it'll be available publicly on Thursday on the podcast and our YouTube channel. So go check out. It's a lot of Cooligans this week, and a lot of really fun stuff. So again, a lot of fun stuff coming down the pipeline. If you want to have early access to that stuff, join us on Patreon. Okay, a couple shout outs.
Thank you to everyone who has joined our Patreon.
Yeah, we have I believe 2 or 3 new folks that joined. I think yesterday or sometime this week.
We already mentioned Chad Benty, but thank you to Oscar Bastardo.
Oscar, thank you so much.
I don't know if that's your real last name, buddy.
But if it is,
Shawnee Creeder.
Sean Kreider.
Yeah,
shout out
and
the homie.
Robert Lontock.
Yeah, so thanks. Shout out to all 3 of you for joining and supporting the movement.
All right.
Yeah, we have. If you haven't seen you haven't seen it if you haven't joined Patreon yet. But our trip to Paris for Messi's first game, the video is there. We filmed a nice, fun vlog, getting some food in Paris, baguettes, croissants, the whole thing. It's all there for you on Patreon. So go join and watch that today. Okay.
But shouts to Buzz.
Thank you for joining. Jess said I upgraded my Stoked for the extra content. Yes.
Thank you very much for upgrading. And to everybody who has upgraded, if you are a member of Gully Squad at any level, thank you so much. A few people also did delete theirs and said, like, hey, sorry, guys, I can't continue. Not a problem. Thank you so much for being a part of it. If you have thought about either being a member on here or getting a chance to become a Patreon member, you do get all the extra content if you are a Patreon member, whether it's audio and or video, different levels. And obviously there's one big level, $500 a month.
Yeah.
And that means if you do that, we will come to you and do a show, whether it's for you and your friends, you and your supporters group, whatever you want.
Okay.
$500 a month. for some reason you want to do that,
We'll show you the.
Go for it.
We'll show you the bussy foot. Okay.
Get it. All right.
It's
We're doing a private show for you. Okay.
Okay, but it costs extra.
Uh-huh.
All right. Okay, Bear, we're gonna say it's funny to see Christian trying to be all professional while the madness in the chat is going on. Yes, you see my eyes going back and forth. It's crazy.
Yeah, and very important. Crimson Pizza said, "Join the bully squad, everyone." And D-Stu said, "Don't forget to bike and prescribe."
I mean, look, it's, all the YouTubers are saying it, so we ain't no different.
Right, you gotta get that out of the way, right? Bike and prescribe.
Hollow 401 said, if I pay $500, I want you to come in Rebel jerseys. Wow, dude.
Bro, you might get it.
You might get it.
You
I don't
might
know
get
what
it
to
for
say.
$500 a month.
We have a price.
Yeah, I might draw a big X on it with a marker, but I might wear it.
All right, everybody. Thank you seriously so much for hanging out. I don't know if there's a more fun soccer show in the world. There's no way.
I dare you to find one.
It's impossible. So if you let people know about the madness that goes on in this chat every Monday and Tuesday, 1 p.m. Eastern time.
I don't think they'd believe you if you explained it to them.
Right,
So
right.
don't even tell them.
But always so fun. Thank you to everybody in the chat, and thank you for listening. It's been a long one, but it is what it is. It happens sometimes. Okay, you guys are the absolute best, man. We'll see you next week. And yeah, subscribe to the podcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. A lot of fun stuff coming up in the next few days. So all right, y'all the absolute best, man. Cheers.
Love you guys.
Peace.